Hi guys, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Ariana and I go by Ari, and today you're going to follow me through the SkillBridge interview process. Let's get into this video. Okay y'all, so today we are going to be doing an interview with one of the SkillBridge opportunities that I reached out to. I'm currently in the waiting room right now for the final interview to see if they want to accept me. That loud noise is my printer. I'm just printing off some last minute things like my resume, and I have my notes and everything pulled up. My computer's acting really weird right now. But yeah, I'm gonna set y'all up so y'all can hear a little bit of everything, see how I do the interview, how good I did, what I could improve on, and we're gonna go through this whole boots to books thing together. So let's just sit here and wait. Okay, so obviously this isn't the very first step that you do. The very first step is going on the SkillBridge website, which I'll put the name of that website right here. And then I just went in and I searched jobs that I would be interested in that either match my MLS field or just jobs that I would be interested in interning in to learn more about. Some of them you have to reach out via email to let them know that you're interested, and that's how they'll reach out to you with the way to apply. Some of them, they tell you to reach out through LinkedIn, and others, they have the actual application inside of the SkillBridge website where you just have to click on it. It brings you to their About Us page, tells you a little bit about the company, the SkillBridge program, what it entails, what you'll be doing, and then they allow you to apply. From what I'm seeing so far from the few that I applied to, you will need a resume. You will need to submit an essay stating why you want to be a part of that SkillBridge program. And then you'll also have to go through a few rounds of interviews. So this is actually my third round. When I initially reached out to this company, they called me, I would say 5 days after I submitted my resume in the whole little online portal version. They reached out to me, asked me to basically confirm everything that I put on the paper, or on the website rather, asked me what my goals were, why did I choose them, and just what would be a good start date for me, and just basically giving me the details that was already on the SkillBridge website, but letting me know in their words like, okay, you can start with us at the 180-day mark, which means as soon as I hit my 6 months left in the military, I'm able to go and start working with them, but you are only authorized 120 days of PTAD to do SkillBridge. So the other 60 days would be your own personal leave that you would have to be using. Each command is different, so make sure you're actually reaching out to your command, letting them know what your plan is, what you want to do. My way that I took it is I need to go get all of the information, understand what everything is, the job that I may be doing, speak and get point of contacts for these companies. So when I do go to my command with the information, they'll have a better understanding of what it is, because SkillBridge is fairly new. SkillBridge wasn't a thing when I joined in 2019, and I don't think it became like set in stone till like 2021. And I think last year, 2024, is when it officially became a part of the Marine Online Leave and Liberty module. So this is a fairly new process, so nobody really knows how it works. I know an order and a more admin has came out, but help them to understand what SkillBridge is, what it does, and what I'm actually trying to do is an easier way than just saying, hey, I signed up for this program through SkillBridge. Can I go? You know? Giving them a better understanding of what it is and basically pleading my case to two people, because it has to route all the way up to, I think, the first general officer in your command to say, yes, she or he can go. And I'm aware that this position will be gapped in my command for the next 4 to 6 months, depending on how long you want to do the SkillBridge internship. And it'll fall on the command to find a replacement or be willing to let you go with no replacement and just figure it out on their own, which is why some commands are a little hesitant about it. From my own experience, as you guys know, I am a 0-11, which is an administrative assistant, specialist, assistant admin chief, whatever you want to call it. So I've seen all of these packages. I've seen the way that they got accepted, denied, reworked, rerouted. So I know all of the ins and outs of this. So I could say I'm somewhat of a SME in it, but it's also different when you're doing it for yourself because you know what the words need to say to get you out the door, basically. And I guess the hardest part for this was just making myself, I don't know the word, just being able to explain to a civilian all of my accolades in the military. But it's basically just regurgitating what I already had on my resume. So round one, like I said, was them reaching out to me just to confirm everything that I put. Round two was over the phone. They called me, I want to say December 12th or 13th. Maybe December 15th, they called and reached out to me like, hey, I know we told you to wait until you got closer to your start date, but actually we have time to interview you now. So just because they tell you one thing, just always be prepared because you never know. So they reached out to me through email, said, hey, is it okay if we give you a call in a few days just to follow up that you're still interested? They gave me what my job would be, so I had time to review that if that's something that I wanted to do, understand the company, their products, their staff, the way that they work, their battle rhythm. I got onto that call and I aced it. I did really well. And the only thing that I would say that I could have did better was probably ask questions at the end. Most of my questions were more like graduate school based because, as you guys know, I am trying to go to graduate school as soon as I get out of the military or at the tail end of my contract. So being able to seamlessly do SkillBridge and grad school is like a big what if for me. So if I'm not able to do that, because grad school will start at 5 p.m., then I'm a little hesitant about just accepting any SkillBridge just to get out, which obviously all the ones that I chose are either admin or education related. So I know either way I'll have a good time and I'll be well versed in whatever job I choose. But anywho, the third round is an actual face-to-face, or in this instance, a virtual Teams call where I'm sitting down with them, talking to them, and just basically letting them see my face, hear my voice, and just letting them know everything that's on my resume, how it applies to the company, what it really means, and what good additions I can bring to the team and what value I really hold. And then right before that appointment, sorry, I just spaced out. Right before that appointment, I actually got an email from the person that reached out to me the first time, which was basically like the SkillBridge manager for that program. And he was like, okay, make sure you review the overview for the job description. Make sure you read up on our products, read up on why this company was founded. Just get a real good knowledge of what this company is. These are the typical questions that we ask. If you have any questions, let me know. And then they gave me 3 days and times that I can choose from. So I had plenty of time to just learn the company, learn their products, rehearse these questions, write my notes down. And that's basically what I'm doing right here. I have the notes like on that actual computer. Then I'm also writing them down. And then I'm just going to say them out loud right before the interview starts just to get a good flow. I will say for this interview, it was very lax. They didn't really ask me to say who I am, what I do. But also, I think that's because we've talked on the phone so many times. Even though each time it was a different person, I feel like it just felt like a good sign. Like I didn't have to keep reiterating what I would bring to the team. They more so wanted to know if I understood their systems, how good am I at multitasking and learning new things at a fast rate. So I made it all the way to round 3. So if they didn't want me, I think after round 1, hearing me talk on the phone, they probably would have told me. So that's all I can say for right now, because obviously this is live. And as things develop, I'll obviously let you guys know. And if you guys do want an actual sit down video of start to finish of how I did everything, how I searched everything, how I found my SkillBridge like mentor, I guess you can say, because certain people have to sign off on your package before you give it to your like first general officer to sign off on. So yeah, I'm more than welcome to do this whole process with you guys. This is actually episode 1 of Boots to Books. It just so happened that it fell into Vlogmas. So hopefully if you guys are searching this on YouTube, you see it at the right time. And yeah, let's get into this interview. Okay, y'all, we starting for real. She had a technical difficulty, and now my AirPods want to connect to the freaking speaker. We got this. Everything's already set up. I had to text them and email them like, hold on, lady. You should have been did that. I'm excited. See how I look. Background filter. Standard blur. Join now.
So how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Are you all ready for Christmas or in the holiday?
Yes, I am. What about you?
I am. I'm definitely looking forward to it because we're gonna get 3 days off. We get Christmas.
So I do pay, promotions, legal, and then anything outside of my realm. Like I'm the warehouse coordinator for Toys for Tots as well. And we all just work hand in hand with each other to cover the 200 reservists that come once a month on the weekends.
And is that in Wisconsin or is that in Illinois? Can you tell me a little bit of how you stay organized?
Yes, I can. So in my role, I usually work for up to, I would say, 3 executives. I use my Outlook calendar and I punch the details into that. I also use an expo marker and a whiteboard to physically write it down. And then I also just use my reminders app in my phone to give me weekly or daily reminders to help me keep track of everything. So if I miss it on one application, I have 2 more chances to see it on something else, just to constantly be reminding me of what needs to get done throughout the week or the month.
Are you currently or in the past, have you provided admin support to multiple leaders?
Yes. So I've been, I guess you would say in you guys' terms, an executive admin since my 2nd year in the military. I've been in the military for almost 6.5 years now. So what I basically do is I set up the meetings for them. So this meeting that we're having right now, I would walk into the room, make sure all the microphones, the audio, the vision and everything is set up nice for them, that the meeting is actually running well. And then I would just inform them that the meeting is ready to go. They come in, sit down with their computer and their notes already right there. And I usually do that at least 2 times a week for about 3 people.
Are you able to provide an example when you identified an opportunity to improve efficiency? And how was it that you identified that need for change?
Yes. So while managing the government travel charge program, and in the military, we call it the GTCC program, I identified opportunities to improve compliance and workflow efficiency. I revamped record keeping. So everything for this program is done on the computer. So I went line by line for all 700 records, seeing who owed, who needed a refund, and then who just needed to go in and actually get their card in a good standing, like actually turn the card on. And then for the annual inspection, we actually received 100% no deficiencies. And with those 700 records, it accumulated up to $2.5 million. And I was able to revamp the whole program in less than 90 days. So I guess you can say, along with my team, learning proper time management, what works, what doesn't, and actually creating a steady battle rhythm, I was able to understand the process, help my team understand it, and be able to take an almost failing program and turn it around in less than 90 days.
Have you ever done purchase orders, expense reports?
Yes, that's called the government travel charge card reports, and we do those once a month where we see what they're spending on their card, where they're spending it at, and if their card is turned on or if there's any fraudulent activity on the card.
Thank you so much for sharing that.
You're welcome.
Are there any questions that I can answer for you?
Yes, I actually do have a few questions. My first one is, how does the team embody all for one culture in day-to-day operations?
So pretty much when I started working here, I noticed that people here are so helpful and understanding, and like no one expects you to really know everything, and they value training and development so much.
And then my last question would just be, what would success look like for someone 6 months into the role that I'm applying for?
This is a very high exposure role, meaning that the person in this role gets to collaborate with executives and other stakeholders about the company. So I would say success would look like just different systems, building positive relationships with everyone that you've interacted with. And I would say from 6 months to a year, I would say maybe even getting hired on as a full-time employee.
Okay. And that was my last question.
Those were really, really good questions.
Thank you.
So thank you so much for your time. So I've taken notes. Rhonda would be in touch with you with any next steps.
Okay, that sounds good. Thank you so much for your time. Happy holidays.
Sure. You too. And you have my email, so if you think of anything or have any questions, feel free to just email me and I can answer those for you.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye. Okay. I'm late to the next thing that I gotta do. We gotta go, girl.